So in the last 4 videos, we have looked at stock selection strategies from price action patterns point of view. And in the next 4 videos, I'm going to show you how you can implement stock selection strategies based on something like multiple time frame analysis. Now, this is a very important concept that is not explained that much in most of these books. So do watch these 4 videos that are going to come out. And if you watch these previous 4 videos where I've shortlisted all these stocks from short-term trading point of view, I'll just link up the link for those videos here. Do watch this by clicking on the I icon, and you can just see how these stocks have performed over the last 4 weeks with respect to short-term trading and even something like swing trading. So when it comes to stock selection strategies based on multiple time frame analysis, what I usually do is in multiple time frame analysis, I have something like a higher time frame first, then something like a mid-level time frame, and then I have lower time frame for entry and exit. So higher time frame, I like to see what are the big players doing in a particular stock or an index. Let us not forget, as retail participants, we have very little money when you compare with institutional people who have a lot of money at their disposal. It's always better to look at the trend at higher time frame chart. I then look at mid-level time frame chart. This is daily time frame for me, and I like to study all the price action here. I'll take you step by step as to how I do it. And then on something like a 30-minute time frame chart, I just like to see overall structure of price, and I like to identify some trade locations here. So my higher time frame is always monthly time frame. So if you see, I use a combination of monthly time frame, daily time frame, and then 30-minute time frame. Yes, you can change this combination based on your own needs, but this is something that works really well for me. So this week I'll just select one stock, that is Adani Ports. And this particular stock will be valid for something like short-term trading, for something like even swing trading. So this is a monthly time frame chart. The first thing I like to do on a monthly time frame chart is to look for a mother candle, that is main candle here. You can also call it master candle, and then some bit of price action activity within the range of this master candle, and then a breakout on the upside. So in the chart of Adani Ports on a monthly time frame chart, if you go back to 2016, this was the range of the main candle, that is master candle, and then you had 1, 2, 3, 4 candles within the range of this master candle, and then you got a breakout here. So essentially in the short term, you are trying to capture this particular trending move over the next 2 to 4 months. So this is the main pattern that I look for on a monthly time frame chart. After 2016 and 2017, the next master candle setup in Adani Ports came in this particular region. So this is the master candle range. Again, you had 3 candles here, 1, 2, 3, and then a breakout candle. But take a look at breakout candle. This is just not strong, and hence this did not qualify. So if you take a look at this breakout candle and you take a look at this breakout candle here, you can clearly see the difference. Long range, good amount of closing near the high price of the candle. In this particular candle, if you see, some bit of long wick is also present. So this certainly does not qualify. If you now come down to the recent price action, this is the new master candle. So this is the range I'll plot here. You've seen 2 candles forming within the master candle. This is monthly chart. So this is essentially 2 months of trading activity that has happened within this candle's range, and now we are seeing a breakout. Take a look at how strong this candle is. Also take a look at substantial volumes that are flowing in. So this clearly tells you that price action on higher time frame is really positive, and this stock directly qualifies for something like short-term trading, swing trading. And for those of you who have patience, let me tell you, this also qualifies for something like positional trading. So let us now come to the mid-level time frame. This is daily time frame for me, and I use mid-level time frame to mark out key support and resistance level and to conduct basic price action analysis. So when I want to mark out support and resistance level, because I am inclined to take trade on the long side, I will look for resistance level first. So when it comes to resistance level, I'll mark out something like 400 to 420 here. This is where price started moving lower with momentum, and I'll also mark out this particular region here between 420 and 440. So this entire zone of 400 and 440 seems to be a supply area in the market, and most of the people who read charts, they will not enter this stock thinking that a valid supply level is on the upside and price will face resistance and will start falling again. So this is not wrong entirely, but I'll just show you why this time it could be different. So again, this is daily time frame chart, that is mid-level time frame, and let me just show you how I conduct simple price action analysis on a mid-level time frame chart. So we have already seen the region between 420 and 440, that is 400 here and 440 as a supply region on this particular chart. And most of the people who are reading charts would think that this is a very difficult level to cross. Now with simple price action analysis, you can actually find out what is going on in terms of price again approaching this resistance level. So in this particular region, take a look at the volumes here. So this was the previous resistance area. Again, near previous resistance area, take a look at the volumes that have come in. So this volume that you see, this has happened when price has actually moved up. So when the price was facing resistance in both these instances, take a look at what kind of volumes were coming in. And then of course, as all markets fell all over the world, price moved lower. Naturally, there was some volume spike here. But this time around, when price is approaching this resistance level, take a look at volume activity. There is substantial volume spike that is happening over the last 2 months. And if you take a look at this volume activity and compare it with these two regions here, it is clearly visible that stronger hands are entering this stock, thinking that finally a breakout will come about above the region of 400 and 440. So when price here was near 52-week high, volume activity was not that strong at all. But when price is now approaching the 52-week high level or something like even a 2-year high level, then look at volume spike. There is clear strength here and strong participants seem to be present. And again, this is simple price action analysis through which you can determine if there is a prior resistance on the chart, given the kind of volumes that you can study. If price is again approaching this resistance level and volumes start spiking up, then more than often you will see price will head higher. So let us now move to a lower time frame chart. For me, this is 30-minute time frame. Again, this is for Adani Port. The first thing I like to do is mark out strong support level on the chart. So this was a prior resistance region between 370. I'll just mark it out here. And if you take a look at this price action, this is retest of this resistance level here. Again, this is a simple price and volume concept, and I've discussed this many a times. So region between 370 and 380 is a strong support level. And why this level is relevant? Because as of now, price is trading at 412. And if I want risk reward to be in my favor, I would want price to retrace back to something like 370, 380, even 390 is fine. And this is where I will start initiating positions. Again, this is purely from risk reward point of view. So the second important thing that I want to check on the 30-minute time frame chart, just take a look at this established resistance level and take a note how deep this particular retracement was. All right, price then again came back. Take a look at this particular retracement. So the depth here was certainly less than the depth that you saw here. And on the third occasion, just take a look at how shallow the retracements get. So with each low that is forming in this particular stock, the retracements are getting shallow. This essentially tells you that there is a lot of demand present at lower level, and it is very unlikely for stock to have some sort of meaningful retracement on the downside. So this is the main reason, because we are referring to something like even monthly time frame chart and there are stronger hands present on this time frame. It is very much possible that this stock, which is as of now forming this structure, it will just consolidate and will again stage a breakout on a 30-minute chart. So such structures, such stock that you select qualify both for something like a pullback trade and even something like breakout trade. So it is not that I'll entirely wait for a deep retracement to happen. If it comes about, then that is great in terms of risk reward. But for such structures, I'm always open to take breakout trades also. So this is again a lower time frame chart that is of 30 minutes, and let me show you few things about structuring trades. Now, if someone is a short-term trader, he would use something like 384 as a reference level for buy on dips approach, right? Because even if price comes down to this particular level, this would offer really good risk reward. Your entry price would be somewhere around 394, 396 with just 10 rupees as a stop loss. But if someone is a positional trader, then for him 384 level, that is this particular level, won't be a decent stop loss level. What I would prefer is something like 368, that is for little longer form of trading, something like even positional trading, because this will give enough room for stock to come down and then again resume its journey on the upside. So in multiple time frame analysis, when you're doing something like stock selection, you always have to keep in mind which sort of stop loss level you need to work upon. And this will directly depend on the kind of trading you do. For short term and swing, you'll have to identify the nearest pivot point And when it comes to something like positional trading or something like even little longer form of trading, then this particular pivot level won't be enough. You will have to select the next major pivot level. In this particular case, it is 368. So again, as a trader, I'll be working with both 384 and 368 because on a monthly time frame chart, trend is clearly now shifting on the upside. So therefore, some retracement is definitely possible. Knee-jerk reactions do happen in the market. You just need some bit of news flow to come in. But certainly in terms of risk reward for short-term swing, 384 is valid. And from positional point of view, something like 368 is valid. So this is how I like to structure my trades in terms of overall risk reward. So let us now look at the entire framework we have discussed, something about stock selection strategies based on multiple time frame analysis. So just recollect, the highest time frame, that is the monthly time frame, is used to identify a pattern. And I have selected volatility contraction pattern because volatility contraction essentially tells you that there is a trend in place, then price consolidates, and then again trend resumes. So this is some sort of double confirmation based on how markets move. And in my stock selection framework, I use monthly time frame to identify a particular pattern on the chart. Second step is to go down to something like daily time frame chart. And here I like to see what are the kind of established resistance level that is visible on the chart. And then I conduct basic price action analysis to analyze the resistance level. And furthermore, I look at recent volume activity just to determine the odds of the resistance level to be taken out. This is a very important step, and I feel the daily time frame analysis that you do, step number 2, this is the most important step in this entire stock selection framework. The third step is to go down to a lower time frame chart. For me, it is 30-minute time frame based on the method I've shown. I'll just mark out here, this pattern is volatility contraction pattern. Again, a dedicated video I've done. Just click on the eye icon to understand the depth of this pattern. So on a 30-minute time frame chart, I like to mark out support level. This is where I want price to retrace back to so that risk and reward is in my favor. I also like to mark out clear stop loss level in terms of the swing trade or short-term trade that I want to undertake. And then I decide how I need to structure my trade, whether I need to go for a pullback setup or a breakout. So I'll mark out pullback here or a breakout. Now, in many instances, you will see that stock will only qualify for a pullback setup that is based on the underlying momentum in the market. If you check, currently momentum is strong in the market, so we can also get some sort of breakout pattern. So in this particular stock, that is Adani Ports, I am open for both pullback kind of structures and breakout structures. So when it comes to multiple time frame analysis for stock selection or for even trading, you can have a couple of options that you can choose from. You can either have a combination of monthly, weekly and daily time frame, or you can even have a combination of weekly and daily. What I choose is monthly, daily and something like 30-minute time frame. So there is no right or wrong answer in this. It completely depends upon your preference and your own risk tolerance and the time you have for analysis. If you're a working professional, I would suggest that stick with something like monthly time frame and daily time frame. If you're someone who can also look at shorter time frame charts, then this is a combination you can explore because I personally use this and this works really well for me. So keep your notification on because there'll be one more video coming out on either Tuesday or Wednesday. Again, I'll be recording some live patterns and then I'll be explaining that. Do check out all my videos that are linked up here. It is relevant towards what we have discussed here, and this will really help you in improving your price action analysis. So kindly consider hitting the like button if you find the content useful. Thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. Take care and be safe.